What is good, everybody?
It was been recording.
Yeah, I know. But anyways, what's good, everybody? It's Tania. This is
Harvest.
And we are the Breakfastcrew podcast. We are podcasting from Central Texas, where again it's hell outside. The last time we podcast, it was like 102, 103. Now it's reaching 115, y'all. It's hell. And I don't like it. But we're in the house. The AC is on 70. We got this great solar power that's collecting on top of our roof so we can run the AC. And my husband's complaining because the light bill is $100.
Not rich.
No. We are middle class poor. Maybe not. We do good. We do okay, but we're definitely not rich by any means. Nowhere near it. So I live here with this one who think we rich. This one, the hubby, and my 23-year-old son, and
My miss.
we are. What time is it? It's 11:10 in the morning. I always say we podcast in Central Texas. Anyways.
Because we are.
Where can you find us? You can find me on Ravelry as Hooked4lyfe, LYFE. And then I am the natural_crowknitter83 on Instagram because your girl is natural and I crochet and I knit. And your girl was born in 83. And you can find you where?
On Instagram and TikTok.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry, I just noticed to share.
I don't know why. We've been doing this for a while.
Because this is new. But you can find me on Instagram of My Life Has Gone Creative.
My life _gone creative.
Gone creative.
That's on Instagram.
And what's it? Mocha Cafe on TikTok.
Mocha Cafe on TikTok. She's not on Ravelry because she doesn't knit or crochet. Well, she kind of crochets, but
I used to.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Right. So, new subscribers. I got an email from YouTube saying that we got 4 new subscribers last month. Let's go. Come on. Welcome to the shenanigans. Right?
Yes.
Old subscribers, you know how it's going to go. Like
I'm the funny one.
Are you though?
Yes. I'm mostly the funny one in this family.
Oh. Welcome, old subscribers. The shenanigans, you know how it's gonna go. Either way. Let's see where you can find us. We already said it. I got show notes, so that's why I'm looking down. And I don't really say this, but if there's a pattern that I will show Ravelry, and if the designer has a website, I'll put it along in the show notes, which is always down in the description bar. Because I see podcasters do this, and I don't. Because I don't remember. This is why I got show notes. Either way, I have one FO, which I probably should have had on my head, but whatever. I have one FO. She has a bunch of stuff. We got whips. We need to talk about where we've been at, where we going, and then on another level is going to be a section that I talk about things that are not fiber related, because it's on another level. Like, let's go. So, FOs.
What's FOs?
FO, finished objects.
Oh.
You always have finished objects because you draw. Finished objects for you are always happening. This is my Lakeside Beanie. Oh, it looks so cute. And this was the yarn that I made. The yarn that I made. This is the hat that I made using yarn from the Naughty Knittress, her husband, Bobby. Yes, that's right. Because every time she said his name, I want to be like, Bobby. What are we doing?
I'm just killing the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. Anyway, and that term comes from King of the Hill, because it's her name Bobby, and he's like, Bobby, get away from that.
Circle of life.
King of the Hill. What is? That's not Lion King.
I know.
Okay. Anyways.
It just sounds like it.
Right. So this hat is called Lakeside Beanie. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, but the Ravelry link takes you to her website. So I will probably just link her website, which is like a blog. And I have to print my patterns. And so I just copied and opened a Word document, printed the direction, which is literally simple. You start at the top, you make your circle, you increase until you have 70 stitches around, I believe. And then you crochet double straight for as long as you want. And then you start your front post, back post ribbing. So that's what this is. So, and I, of course, wanted to use the pom-pom that she gave me because why not? And it's a button pom-pom. Yeah, it's a button pom-pom. And I had to, I don't know why, I didn't know how to do this, but I had to look up how to sew on the button on the pom-pom, on the hat, so I can put the button pom-pom. Anyways, y'all know what I'm talking about. Words. They're escaping me. Words. Either way, it's done. I love it. I crocheted this bad boy in one day. You heard me. One day. We went to North Carolina last week. Monday the 10th was when I started this at the Austin airport at like 0:30. And I crocheted on it until we did our layover in Atlanta. And then I crocheted in Atlanta. And I had all these females looking at me because I was listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire and September came on. Do you remember? 21st day in September. I don't think it says 21st day. But the 21st day of September is actually my anniversary date. So that's why I love that song. Yeah.
The 21st.
Of September. Yeah. 2005. This year will make 18 long years that I've been married to your dad. It's a long time.
Oh.
Yeah. Either way.
Silence.
Yeah. Fills the land, right?
The silence is loud.
It's loud. Anyways, so yeah, I'm happy with this hat. It's worsted weight, and I used my Furl Crochet hook, a 5. Who is it? Somebody, they don't like Furl Crochet hooks. You know what? Okay, let's deviate real quick. I'm trying to figure out why y'all Furl Crochet hook company people don't come to yarn shows and stuff. Shit. I'm gonna say it.
Stuff.
Our podcast. I can do what I want. Why y'all don't come to yarn events? Like, we have to either order your crap offline. Order your stuff. I won't say crap because I love my Furl Crochet hooks. We have to order your stuff offline, or we have to go to a yarn store. Now, I don't mind frequenting a yarn store. We all know I don't mind that. But not every yarn store sells your stuff. So, I'm going to need y'all to get out of Austin. I'm going to need y'all to come to DFW. Y'all need to go to Houston. I'm going to need y'all to present yourself at the yarn crawls at a store. Do a trunk show. Do something. Shit. Anyways. And I had it. What bag? Oh. This is how much of Bubba's yarn I have left. Like Bubba's. Like, not a lot. And
sounds silly.
I know, and I used her yarn ball koozie. Yarn ball koozie. Y'all, this color is flipping amazing. If her husband dyed this, I need this on a non-sparkle base. Like, I like sparkle, but not like that. Too much. The girl is doing the most. But I love this. So anyways, I want this. And I know she watched Andy. Please, girl, tell me who dyed this. Because this is some shit I can get down in my life. Anyways, I'm going to put this on something else because it needs to be used. And then I had it in this bag, which is the little thingamajiggy, not kaleidoscope. What is it called? No, dang it, I forgot. No, shush. I don't know I forgot what it's called, but you used to put the little film in the top part and you would just click it and it would go around. Watch, I'm gonna find a picture and I'm gonna put it up, and if I can remember the name.
It has the word with the word scope at the end.
It probably does have a scope word at the end. I don't know.
I know.
But that's what I had it in. So that's my only FO. That's my only FO. What do you finish, Miss?
So I've drawn a lot, so I'm gonna just show you my favorite ones.
Sure, I appreciate that.
So this one it was like a gray cloud sky, where I was watching a podcast called Dead Meat, and he told
what? Okay.
It's called Dead Meat, and for sure it's just him telling every horror movie kill counts.
Okay.
Which somehow relaxes me because I like horror movies.
Yeah.
But he didn't show the new ones. He's just showing old ones and the ones from this year as well.
Okay.
And the next day I was going words. I was going to finish it, which is coloring it in because it looks cool.
But
and there's no but.
Oh. Well, you said you was going to, so you made it sound like you didn't do it.
Oh.
Like something was the reason for not doing it. So that's why I said but.
My bad.
It's okay.
And I made a new video out of this where my new characters, where this one says Objection and saying that he didn't eat Wally's not slice of pizza.
Okay.
When he actually did because he left a note in the box.
Oh. That said I ate your slice of pizza?
Yes.
Oh.
I took the last slice.
Well, if you send me the TikTok video, we can put it in.
I will.
Okay.
This drawing was when I went to Zimba with my mom, where Cloud Wally was wearing I don't know, some outfit that I imagined that he would wear when he took off his sweater. No, it was a cardigan. It was a cardigan. Words, what? I'm stuttering everything. I'm stuttering.
It's okay.
Here's me drinking something that Corpse Bride, Wally.
Okay.
You know Corpse Bride?
Uh-huh.
So they made an AU out of Wally. And so he's the bride. And so
they made it a what?
An AU, alternate universe.
Oh, okay.
It's AU for short. So he's giving me a drink, which is fresh blood. I don't know what kind of type it was, but I guess it was O negative. And I'm A positive. I can't believe I still remember that.
Me either. Okay. Come on, A positive.
And so he still has the ring on his finger when he died, and he said, "No, you're married to me. He's the other man." It's funny because it had it in my head, and it was also a video that I watched.
He is the other man. Tyrese got a song about being the other man.
And this drawing was when I was on a plane, where I was washing Grayscale's hair in the shower because his hair was all dirty and stuff. You can't see it, but his body was all gray and stuff because he got his color taken away.
Oh, okay. Now how did he get color taken away?
It was from his house.
Oh.
His house is all possessed and it was alive.
Okay.
And so the house didn't approve of his behavior.
Oh, so he took his color away?
Yes.
Mm.
But the thing is that Grayscale didn't do anything to the house.
Oh.
The problem was that the house was getting jealous because because Wally was hanging out with his friends more than coming home.
Being in the house. Yeah.
It's a good thing though.
What if, I'm going to divert, what if parents didn't have to discipline and the house could give y'all consequences for the dumb stuff y'all do?
Can you slow it down for me?
Yeah, like, what if you didn't clean your room one day and we said, Harvest, clean your room, and you go, oh, okay, and the house was like, you taking too long, I'ma just snatch your room from you, or take all the stuff out of your room that you like that brings you joy, so now you have to clean the room so you can get it back to get joy.
That would be prison.
Yeah.
That would be the worst life.
It's like consequences for actions. Anyways, okay.
And they'll be haunted, now I have to move out.
But you like horror. So
yes,
where you going?
Because it's acting.
Oh.
It's all the horror movies
so
that I watch
if it happened
acting.
in real life, you're not here for it?
I'm not messing with it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not messing with it if it's in real life.
Okay.
And I mess with it if it's like from a movie because they're acting.
Oh, okay.
They're really good actors.
So the operative word is acting because it's not real.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like fiction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zombies, clowns are real, but
no, fiction means facts. Fiction means real.
Oh,
non-fiction.
Non-fiction.
Yes, I had to listen. There's a thing that I remember a librarian taught me. Non-fiction means not for real. Okay, what else?
Huh.
Yeah, that's how you remember that. Yeah.
So I made some car drawings while we were driving to South Carolina, which I drew a female Michelangelo again. Mm-hmm. And I miss it.
You miss what?
I miss drawing Mikey.
Then why? You
Wait.
Draw.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's just I miss it.
Okay.
And so I drew another Cult of the Lamb, which is me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was trying to like get my my drawing back because I wasn't drawing recently. And so if I don't draw enough, like every day, I lose.
Clear it out.
I lose my my drawing skill, and I will forget like how I draw the body parts.
You don't lose your drawing skills.
Not drawing skills.
If you don't draw for one day, friend.
True, it's true, Mom. You don't know that because you don't draw.
No, I know that because I craft, and if I don't craft for a longer period of time, not just one day, I will forget how to do something.
Same for me.
Yeah, but not just one day.
Mom, it's true.
Okay.
It's true for me. It works on me.
Okay, keep going.
So, yeah. I drew this.
Okay, wait a minute. I need to clean this.
Hello.
Okay. I don't know. We just looked hazy. Now we look a little bit better. Okay, go.
So I drew this when my family and I went to an Italian restaurant.
Which was so good.
It was good. They had really good spaghetti. Mm-hmm. And they had 2 large meatballs, which I had to cut it in pieces because I couldn't eat them in my mouth in one.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Because if I did, which I would, my mom would just look at me and say, "No, you're."
Listen, because when she be eating like she homeless, and this the first day she ate in 7 days. Girl, take all that off your spoon or your fork or your knife or whatever you're using to eat, and just eat like a regular person.
It's just that good that I want to take like, big bites.
But you take big bites and then you choke, and then guess what? Your mama's a nurse.
Well, not that big bites.
No,
because
no.
Mom, wait, Mom, wait.
Going.
Because for me, I don't say it out loud. I just think about my ideas. So what I do is that
I'm like, what does that have to do with eating? Go.
Because when I'm eating when I'm eating my food with big bites, I at least wait until I put not a lot of food, but enough food so I can still breathe, and then wait.
I'm listening.
and so I chew it all until my mouth is empty, so I can fit more food in my mouth. It's like I'm being a squirrel.
Okay, can I go now?
Sure.
False.
Mom.
This girl.
Mom.
Let me tell you.
It's Mom.
Hold up, because I let you talk, yeah?
Touche.
My turn. So, wrong.
Mom.
She will, if we eating ramen or if we eating pho, she would take the chopsticks and she would like pound noodles into her mouth. And then she's like, and then put more. Like you ain't even finished chewing and or swallowing the food in your mouth before you put more food in your mouth.
Because it's that good, Mom.
I get it. That's why you need.
Mom, wait.
Oh wait. No. Because I know I let you go. I know I did. I know I had let you go. Did I? Did I let you speak your mind? I let you say them all, right? Okay, let me finish.
You would do the same. You would have done the same, Mom.
No.
If you were alone.
Harvest, I cherish my food.
So do I.
No, girl. You know what?
I do.
We're not about to sit here for 20 minutes and go through this because.
Mom, because
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll just get a little clip and I'll put that clip in.
Wrong.
Don't worry about it.
Wrong.
Okay.
Come on.
Go. Look. Go and show your picture. Go and show your picture.
Fine.
Show him.
Okay. So without all of that nonsense, yeah, I said it.
You did.
So I didn't finish it on the day that we had then we went to the Italian restaurant because it was time for us to leave, and my mom was actually really was fascinated by the drawing that I was working on. Mm-hmm. So what I do is that, again, if you don't remember, for reminders, that I go on my phone to like look up some pictures, like references, then I draw it in my own style, which looks cooler, but in my own opinion, there are.
Your stuff.
The original looks cool.
Your stuff is cool.
And so I finished it. When we got back to the hotel, I think. Then, when me and Mom went to
Raleigh. We went to Raleigh.
And then to like get something to eat. Remember, like the bakery.
And to meet up with Christina, who Harvest thought was a catfish.
Because we can't trust the internet that much.
Oh my god! And yet you get most of your ideas off the internet.
Because it looks cool.
But we can't trust it.
It's because it's people.
Keep going.
People.
Okay, got it. Keep going.
And so I started outlining it when we were meeting Christina at the bakery while eating, and I got like an apple pie kind of
apple
pastry.
turnover.
Apple turnover.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a tongue twister.
Apple turnover.
Apple turnover.
Yeah.
I'm saying it weird.
You gotta turn over the apples.
And the filling was like in the middle, but when I had to like bite into all the corners so I can actually taste the filling.
Yeah, they had that filling like deep in the middle of that turnover. So, but it looked good. I had a cupcake, but
I wouldn't eat anything that's like mentioned with like apple pie.
Yeah.
And the apple turnover was an example.
Okay.
And so when we got back to the hotel, I was going to make another Wally AU because I saw on TikTok that someone made a Dumbo octopus out of Wally.
Okay.
And so they called it Octopus Wally. And it was like really cute of how they styled his hair. Mm-hmm. Because his hair is like octopus at the
end? So they got tentacles? He got tentacles?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like the game from Cuphead.
Okay.
Which they also have a show. You gotta watch it with me. It's really good.
I gotta watch it. What is it called?
Cuphead. The Cuphead show.
Oh, okay.
It's really good and funny. So this is me because I had an afro at that time. Mm-hmm. Because we took it out, made it into.
You took your twist down.
We took the twist down.
Yeah.
And made it into half a mohawk. Then after that day, I wanted to put it in an afro because I like it more. Mm-hmm. And it's also my favorite. And what I was making was an idea of saying, hey, a new Wally AU? Heck yes. And so I made it into a video today. saying that I made a sea bunny Wally.
Like another TikTok video you did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Today. And it was like a picture kind of video.
Okay.
And so this is Sea Bunny Wally, and for information about sea bunnies, that they are toxic, and if you see an orange one, it's very toxic. So, and we can't have them as pets because no. Which I get it, but they're cute. And it's unfair that either Mother Nature or God made them very toxic and it's cute at the same time, which is not fair. And they don't live that long. They live only for like a couple of months. They have a male and a female reproductive organs, which is like a
hermaphrodite.
A hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite. So they can, and they lay hundreds of eggs at one time.
Oh, Lord.
And
definitely bunnies. Bunnies.
Wait, regular bunnies do that too?
Yeah, but regular bunnies have like anywhere from, I would say, 5 to like 15 babies. Or maybe that's not right. Maybe they have like 4 or 5 babies at a time, but they heat cycle quicker so they can have more babies faster. So when you hear people go, they humping like bunnies and they producing a lot of kids, that means they're producing fast, because bunnies produce pretty fast. I think they only have, I don't know, but it seems like maybe 20 days and then they can get pregnant again and then have babies and then get pregnant again in 20 more days and then they
and so on and so on.
They reproduce pretty fast.
And I made other drawings of Sea Bunny Wally where he's like meeting other Wallies, like opposite.
Ooh.
Where he's out. So opposite Wally is like the opposite of Wally, because regular Wally's all nice and stuff.
Okay.
This Wally is like has like red hair.
What does the original Wally have?
Blue.
Okay.
All the other Wallies had blue, but the original has like the more bluish.
Okay.
And so the regular Wally has blue. Opposite Wally has red.
Okay.
And he's like all mean and
it's like the good Wally and the bad Wally. Maybe. Okay.
And so he has like a flower earring on his right. I think. Yeah, on his left. And he wears like a purple with a magenta cardigan.
Okay.
So they almost look the same, but it's just like with different colors.
Got it.
And so he's like looking at Sea Bunny Wally like all suspicious and all disgusting and like judgy. Saying, "You look weird. Are you a furry?"
Oh, furry. Y'all remember furries?
They're still here.
Yeah, I know, but they're not as prominent as they used to be. Yeah.
And he's like the mother or the father of his babies. Of his baby, because he's a male. But he can also be a mother because he has both. And here's the last drawing, which is eating Watcher. So he has like eyes all over the back of him surrounding it, which is called viewers.
Okay.
And so someone just made him because it was fun. So I drew Watcher and him meeting Sea Bunny Wally. He was like, "This is the precious baby boy I've ever met."
Oh.
And Sea Bunny Wally's like, "Aw, shucks." And I'm making another one, which is Rainbow Factory, meeting Sea Bunny Wally, where he's like all confused where he came from.
Okay.
Because he just popped up. And that's it.
That's it. Okay. Well, I guess I can get into my whips now. So I have a few things going. I have more crochet than knitting, which I'm excited about, but it's stressing me out just a little bit. So let's start with what I'm actually working on currently. So the last time you saw this, I was right here where the stitch marker is, and the pattern had confused me a little. So as you can see, I'm kind of decreasing, but then I figured it out. So this is a top that I'm testing called Sister from Another Mister. Crochet all day. I always forget that extra
I think I've
shade.
heard that song before.
Sister from Another Mister?
Yes.
I don't think that's the song.
No, it was in the lyrics.
Oh, okay. So I finished the first panel, right? Started the second panel. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get this done. And I got it done. Literally, I finished it this morning. However, let me show you.
They're whips?
Yeah. So this, wait a minute. So this is the first one. This is the second one. I somehow shorted myself a few stitches. And I don't know how. I got gauge with the 5.5 that she said use. I'm using DK weight cotton yarn. I got gauge. And so I ripped the second one out. Made sure I chained for the size I'm doing. I'm doing the extra large 2X. No. So I said, screw it. I'll just finish this one. Rip this one out. Because I have another thing of yarn. And I don't want to ball it up. So I am trying to hurry up because notes are due by... Today is what? The 18th. Notes is due in 2 days. It's due by the 20th.
Tuesday.
Today is Taco Tuesday. So, this thing had me hot to trot. I ripped it all up, balled it back up, started it. Like, I'm lost for words. That's just how mad I was. And so, I ripped it out, reballed it, redid it, and then was wrong. Added extra stitches because this other panel I counted 89 stitches, which I don't know where 89 come from. I do. It's like the 3X size, but I didn't cast on for 3X. I cast on for the extra large 2X size. And still, I made that one. It was too long. It was too long. So I don't know what the flip I did. But I'm pulling this out because I just started the second panel as she was talking about her stuff. I just started the second one. So I'm just going to power through it, take breaks because it is hurting my wrist a little bit, and go from there. So that is the Sister from Another Mr. top. I have my Stripy Parvum, which is our Rhinebeck sweater, top, tee, whatever it want to be called. And I split for sleeves.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Harvest.
Have you ever wondered that if we can't have like sea animals as pets, why do they have an aquarium?
Because the aquarium is it's a conservation saving effort.
But
to you asked me a question, I'm about to answer it.
Okay.
To help save the animals so we can put them back out into the sea. That's what the aquarium is for. That's its purpose. Just like the zoo.
But have you ever thought about that the owners of the aquarium are just like secretly keeping them as pets?
Well, they're keeping them to reproduce them, to put them back out into the ocean.
They're feeding them, they're doing everything as pets.
Okay.
Don't you know that they can actually secretly have pets, but they're just not telling us?
No.
Like axolotls?
No. Anyways, because that's a whole topic that we can dive into, and we're already at 30-something minutes, and I'm hungry.
Here's a shower thought. If your parents...
First of all, what the hell is a shower thought?
It's like when you're around, it's when you like think about like random things. But
okay.
like they make no sense because it's like life logic.
So you're about to not make any sense right now?
A little bit.
Okay, go.
So, when your parents tell you to not talk to strangers, how do you make friends?
Anyway, here is my Stripy Parvum. I've split for my sleeves, and I'm following so now that I'm finished my yoke, I follow the pattern to I follow the pattern to do the body. So I hate saying so I'm sorry, y'all. So I am right now on this sleeve. So what I'm doing is, because I'm doing a double row, instead of doing a double row and doubling into the chain to split for the sleeve, I'm going to single into those chains to give that row a little bit more stability, and then continue to follow the pattern on the body. And then when I come back around, I'll have to single on that row. So you have 2 rows of singles. You know, I'm top heavy, my bra sits right there, my breasts are, so I need a little bit more stability. So once I finish that, then I might wind up another skein of yarn, even though I kind of need to, but I don't want to cut this yarn. I want to keep this yarn attached so I can use it as a body. And being that my sleeves are going to be short, they probably won't even be this long. They will probably come somewhere around here, right below my elbow, or right above my elbow. I probably use maybe 50 grams, but I'm going to wind up the other yarn and use those for my sleeve. And then, I did it again. Use these for my sleeve and then keep going on my body once I finish my sleeve. It works in knitting. I like the way it works, so I'm not constantly flipping a big old body piece. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm still using LeFrances Handmade, which, did I tell you, I tried to find her on Instagram and I couldn't tag her in anything. But then again, my Instagram is being really weird, so I don't know. And then I'm using Miss Melissa's, I think this is called Tree Bark. Oh, I remember, Tree Bark, and her fingering weights. This is Hue-it-Hand-dyed. Her fingering weight is thinner than this fingering weight. And it looks like it's a 2-ply, and that could be, and this is a 4-ply. And it's very hard to hold on to. So I'm glad I'm only doing a stripe of this instead of like a whole little section, because it's hurting my hand to use this. And I have a lot of her fingering weight yarn, so I might not be crocheting those. I might be knitting those, because, and then I don't want to say it, but I might stop buying her fingering weight and buy her Sport and DK, because it's just too hard. I can't. Anyways, so that is the Stripy Parvum. Me, my friend Sarah, Roz of Crochet, Miss Rosling of Crochet Roz. I think her name is
Kimberly?
No, it's Kimber, I think. She is I'm going to ask permission if I can even put it up here. And then Natasha of Crochet All Day. And then there's another lady that joined our Stripy Parvum Instagram chat. And I think her name is Lois. I know it starts with an L.
Lois Griffin.
Well, my aunt name was Lois, and was because she passed away. Either way, so that's the Stripy Parvum. Then I've been working on my Briochexplosion, y'all. I took this with me to North Carolina. So glad I did. Got a lot done. So just to remind y'all, I'm using Miss Melissa's Hue-it-Hand-dyed DK weight yarn in, what color is this? Zooey Ziggy Pop. This is my main color. And then I just finished a section where I was using, and it's so bright on here, but it's not that bright. It
looks like an
It's about that color in real life, but it's super bright on here. This is Violet Beauregard. This is the Savvy Skeins DK weight. She did I think she did a Netflix, I think this was in her Netflix club. And
You can have those?
Yeah, why not? Well, she dyed a yarn based on a movie on Netflix, I believe. Or, because she didn't do a Willy Wonka club way. I don't know. I don't remember.
Chocolate.
But either way. I just finished that section. Now I'm using her silver nickel. This is on her Optimum DK. It is 250 yards superwash. And I'm actually using, this is her color, the violet. This is also her color. It's called like Princess something. And then this is also her color. I forgot what it's called. That's actually showing up true to color. That's true to color. I don't remember what this color is called. So out of the 5-6 yarns that I'm using, 4 of them are Savvy Skein. I told you, Allie, I love your stuff. Either way, and then my white is Plucky Knitter. So the last time y'all saw it, it was, don't drop please, right here where this stitch marker is. And if you want to look on the back, that was where I was using the Plucky Knitter. And then I changed to the Violet Beauregard. And now I'm on the silver nickel. So I made some progress. I've gotten through 1 repeat. And like y'all may not remember, but what I'm doing is, and then again, I might not do it now that I realize that I have to repeat like 2 sections, two sections. After I finish section 7, I have to repeat section 6 and section 7 again before I do a border. So we'll see what happens. But what I'm doing is I'm taking the colors. Oh man, that is so bright. I'm taking the colors of each section and I'm adding 2 rows of the new section with the old color. And then I'm switching to the new color with a 3rd repeat of the new section. And then it tells me to repeat each section, like section row 3 and row 4, I'm supposed to repeat 3 times. And I'm adding a repeat every section I go. So right now I'm on section 5, I believe. And on section 5, I have 1, 2, which is the first repeat that I'm doing with the old color from the previous section. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 repeats. The section before I did 7, section before I did 6, section before I did 5. So you see where I'm going. So my next section, I'm going to do 9 repeats. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 9 repeats. So that's that. It's making some good headway. I clocked it the other day and it took me 20 minutes to get through row 3 and row 4, which is working row 3 twice and then working row 4 twice. So, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I changed color while we was in the airport, getting ready to leave Raleigh. And I worked on it a little bit while we was on the plane, but I was tired, so I actually went to sleep for a little while. So that's the Briochexplosion. It is in my Bags by Awesome Granny bag. I love her bags, especially her extra large sweater bag. Y'all need to get on this awesome bag, this Awesome Granny bag train, because my homegirl Darlene is the shit. Period. And she makes amazing bags. She gets amazing prints. I mean, like, you can't, why not would be the question. Next, in my By the Bay Bag Co. orange bag with my GG We Knit 2 pin on it. Did you see it? You did. It's right here. And that's why that pin is there, because it's orange. It reminds me of GG's. Period. Miss GG, sorry, I apologize. Because I have the Captive Top by Murphy Made Crochet. It is a, what is it? Crochet top. Sorry, I don't know why I couldn't think of words. It's a crochet top. I'm using a nice, soft, little rough, but I'm sure will soften up when I block it, cotton and linen. It's 60% cotton, 60% linen, and it's the Zooey by Juniper Moon. And I'm using this color. This is colorway 13. I think it's called Ketch. Ketch.
I already have to think
and
about it.
color 48, which is called Largo. These two. So I got this one from Hill Country Weavers down in Austin. I only bought 2 of them. And then I got this one from On the Lamb Knitting Shop in Grapevine. Yes, Grapevine, Texas. So this is what they look like together so far. This is my yoke. Sorry, Harvest. This is my yoke. So here's my plan. My plan is to trim the top with this beautiful blue color. And then the entire top is going to be green. So this is going to be green. My yoke trim is going to be blue when I get down to my sleeve because it's not going to be long. I'm going to trim it in a blue, and then the bottom is going to be trimmed in a blue. So this yarn will probably not get used a lot, and I will only use probably 2 rows because I did 2 rows here. I did the starting chain in one row of the actual pattern. So I will probably have plenty left over. And if I do, I might do another one where it's the invert. So I'll use this as the main color and use the green as the trim. We'll see if I have enough. So that's what I'm using. I'm using a 3.5 hook. It's a 3.5 hook. I went to Michael's and had to get another hook because I'm also using a 3.5 on that Stripy Parvum, and going back and forth was just it was making me nauseous. So I went to Michael's while we was in North Carolina. I got another 3.5 hook. I don't really like the look of the hook, but I haven't used it yet, so I don't know if it feels good. But I will let you know. So I think that's all of my whips. I haven't worked on my shawl for Rhinebeck since the last episode. Which I forgot to say, happy 4th of July. That's the last time we podcast right before 4th of July. So happy 4th of July. It's over. Okay. And now that week I went to, we're going to jump into where you going? Girl, where you been? I've been to VEC. VEC is a Volunteer Enrichment Conference. Girl Scout of Central Texas have this every year in July. Pretty sure other councils have theirs too. I just don't know when they have theirs because I'm not in that council. Either way, got a little excited about being a Girl Scout leader because I just told Harvest right before going to VEC that I was probably going to quit because
none of our troops, Girl Scouts aren't.
I won't say none of them, but we have
not all of them.
Yes, we have minimal participation. So I was going to quit, but I would still be her troop leader because she still wanted to do it. So we would just be what they call a Juliet, which is a person who does all this stuff on their own and not with a troop. Juliet status is named after the founder. Her name is Juliet Gordon Lowe, just FYI. So I've been to VEC. We got some good information on traveling. I think the troop wants to travel a little bit more this year, so we're going to travel. We got to make that moolah to travel, and that means we have to do some things that we're not used to doing. So
which is selling fall products.
In the fall, we have to sell fall products. So that's like the chocolates, the
all of them were chocolates, I think.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. We sell chocolate in the fall, wrapping paper, magazines, so stuff that you would give as Christmas gifts, and we sell those in October.
Jinx.
Okay, come on now.
It was a guess.
Okay, we sell those in October, and then
because that's when the fall hits.
Yes, and according to rules this year, we have to sell at least 10 fall products in order for a girl to participate in concession stand.
I can do that.
I know. And so that basically means in the fall where you have football season, her and I or her dad and her will go to UT games, Baylor games, UMHB game, that stands for Mary Hardin Baylor. And Mary Hardin Baylor was the wife of the guy who came out with Baylor University. And she wanted something a little smaller. She wanted something her own. So it's called University of Mary Hardin Baylor. They're both, Baylor and UMHB are both private Christian colleges. So they're expensive AF. And there's Round Rock Express, I think, which is the it's the, what's it called? It's the league, the minor league. It's the minor league baseball team here in Round Rock, Texas, which is Central Texas. And we sell soda, we sell, stuff you would buy at the concession stand. And the girls get paid to work the concession stands. And that's how they use money to, or that's how they get money to do traveling. So one troop in particular that lives in the neighboring town called Copper's Cove will be going to the French Riviera in 2025. I'm a little excited about this because Harvest has always wanted to go to Paris, France, and blah, blah, blah. But it's the French Riviera, so we're not necessarily going to Paris, but we're going to...
Still counts.
Yeah, it still counts. So it's not a cheap trip, which we all know. So she has been busting her butt selling Girl Scout cookies. We've been saving. When she sells a certain amount of cookies, she gets program credits, which is money. So she has about $1,000 extra in program credits on top of the $1,100 to $1,200 that she's made in the last 3 years each year, selling 1,500 or 1,300 plus cookies. So we're on our way to not having to pay for a trip. Now the other girls have to get on the same thing. So that was Vic. And then that following week, we went to North Carolina. We flew out of Austin. We had a layover in Atlanta. We went from Atlanta to Raleigh because that's what we flew into. And then we drove an hour and 20 minutes to Fayetteville. Most people know Fayetteville as Fort Bragg. They changed the name to Fort Liberty. And so my husband had a top secret class at Fort Liberty, and we were able to go with him. I rented a car in Fayetteville. We got there on Monday. Tuesday morning, we woke up and drove to Charleston. I stopped and got a Florence Bucky shirt for me and one of my coworker friends because we're collecting Bucky shirts. And we spent the rest of the day and the night in Charleston with my family. I saw both my brothers.
And my favorite cousin. Why do I keep on saying cousin? Uncle.
Yeah.
Uncle Jaborian feels like he's a cousin to me.
Well...
He's not. He feels like a cousin when he's actually an uncle.
Well, we saw him. We actually went and picked him up from his aunt's house, his dad's sister house, and he was with us pretty much all day. He went with me to saw my daddy. He saw my brother. We saw our mama. We stayed with my aunt, our cousins. Aunt Sally. We stayed with we saw our aunt. I went and took pictures around the town. I showed Harvest the college I used to go to, both of them, the high school I went to, where I used to hang out at the mall, which we ended up going to the mall anyways. And I got 2 Funko Pops. She got 2 Funko Pops, yes. And it was... one from Charleston Mall and one from the mall in Fayetteville. And then Wednesday, we went to Waffle House, which they don't have here in Central Texas. Actually, I think there is one in Austin, but I'm not driving that far to go get eggs for $5 when I can just go to Walmart and cook the eggs myself. Either way. I cook eggs as well. Yes. We went to Waffle House for breakfast, took some pictures with my mom and them, and then we left and drove back to Fayetteville, which didn't take us that long. So on the way back, though, we stopped where? Girl Scouts of North Carolina Coastal Pines store. And we got some cute things. We got some fun patches for the girls. We got fun patches for us because we went to North Carolina and we wanted to remember the trip. And then once we left there, we went back to the hotel, I think. And then we went to the Italian restaurant that Harvest was talking about, which was really good. I had chicken artichoke is what it was called. So it was a flat piece of chicken. I took pictures. If y'all follow me on Instagram, y'all probably saw them. But if you don't, I'll go ahead and put that piece of meat up because that thing was, oh God. Chicken with artichoke. Chicken with artichoke hearts on it, and had like a lemony zesty sauce with some green beans, and I had a thing of mashed papas, aka potatoes. The husband had the veal chop. Harvest had this big old bowl of spaghetti and meatballs.
I didn't know that it was gonna be big. That big
with meat sauce, and she had melted mozzarella.
No.
They say it differently in Italian.
Yeah.
It's
mozzarella.
Mozzarella. Anyways, so that was good. Yes. And so Thursday, we drove to Raleigh to go meet up with Christina. Her name is xtina_knitta on Instagram. She also has a YouTube podcast called Knit Habits.
While we were driving there,
Knit_habits, I think it is.
While we were driving to meet Christina, she was making a video while she was driving.
Yes, I will put the video up because most of them saw it already. They're on Instagram, Harvest, so they saw it.
I know, but still, I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
She was driving while she was taking pictures and making an Instagram video. And so when I was like looking at the road so she won't bump into
No, that's when we went to Charleston. You did that when we was on our way to Charleston.
And again.
No, you didn't do that because even in the video when we was going to Charleston, you was like, I was watching the road because she was trying to take a picture, and I was like, don't be snitching on your mama.
I'm a younger sibling. That's my role.
Anyways, so actually your role is to snitch on your brother. That's your role.
Still counts.
Yeah, well, I ain't your brother.
Like the older sibling as well.
Whatever. Anyways, so we went to Raleigh to meet up with Christina. We met at Great Yarns, which is in Raleigh. And
I thought she was a catfish because...
Yes, we know.
Yeah.
We went to Great Yarns. It's an okay yarn store. It's nice. It has some decent yarn in it. It's not that I didn't feel welcome. I just didn't want to be there. So then we went to Warm and Fuzzy. And Warm and Fuzzy gave me the warm and fuzzies, y'all. Like, I walked in. The ambiance was nice. It was relaxing. The lights were not super bright and in your face. But you could see what you needed to see when you needed to see it. So it gave me the warm and fuzzies. And this is what I got from them. So, meeting Christina, she's like a beginner dyer, and she says she's not going to do this like full-time as her job, and she's not quitting her job because she works in the mental health realm of medical, and we actually need her, so don't quit. But she dyed me up some knit picks stroll. Jesus. And she got my little purples, but she got some blues in there. She got a little paint going on. And this blue is different from this blue. Like, I love this. So this is her personal gift to me. The day we met out with her was her birthday. So I took it upon myself and I bought her a skein of Spun Right Round. Now, we thought we were getting the same color. She got like ranunculus or something like that. I got Bright Idea. Now, we were told that Spun Right Round is not going to be selling any more yarn. She's not going to be dyeing any more yarn. So whatever your yarn store has, grab it. Because it'll probably be the last time you see it. Just FYI. So then I saw these two. And, you know, I'm not a sucker for Spin Cycle. It's okay. I can do without it in my life. Like, I don't necessarily need it. But, they have, what is this yarn company called? Making Tricks. It's 100% American wool, Junction fiber mill.
But let's say it's American wool.
Well, because some wool don't come from America, it comes from England or Australia. So
just say wool.
No, because you need. they're different. So I have yarn that says Australian wool. It's different from American wool.
Okay.
Yeah. So Junction Fiber Mill is a small batch wool processing mill in the heart of White River Junction, Vermont. What color is this? This is called Vermont Vice. 210 yards, DK weight. And I tried to get the closest to, look how pretty that is. So pretty. I could die. Anyway,
it's so fluffy, I'm gonna die.
so I got these two. I don't know why I got these two. Yes, I do, because I'm going to use it on something. And we all know I don't like pink. Your girl pink is not my jam. But these pink are like, bam, Tania's in the room. Because my personality don't already do that, right? I just had to get something to emphasize that. So I got those two. And that was it. I got some rainbow knit blockers because I needed more knit blockers. I have a set. I got my first set from a yarn store in Crossville, Tennessee when I went for a knitting retreat. And I don't know, I got more. They were $30. I didn't even look at the price. I just grabbed it and was like, ooh, I want it. I also got not one, not two, but 3 shawl pins. They were $6 a piece. And they have different designs. So I got a different design. Yeah. And then I got this cute little stitch marker. It's an eraser. And then I got stitch holder, needle holders. Sorry. I feel like I'm rushing because I'm looking at the timer and it says 1 hour. And I'm sorry. I try not to stay this long, y'all, but when you didn't podcast for 3 weeks, shit happens. So I got this stitch marker. It's a cute little mask. How cute. And I found a Luna Lovegood. And I actually have another one. It's a ball of yarn, but it's on one of my projects. Here's a little kitten. And I guess you would call those progress keepers because they have a latch hook on it, but I use them as stitch markers. So when I'm doing a project and I need to place a stitch marker, I place it, especially if I'm crocheting. And that's all I got from them. I feel like I did very well. I didn't buy anything from Great Yarn. They didn't even, nothing I was drawn to. But they did have some really nice yarn. None of it I wanted. And the one yarn that I did want, it was Christmas yarn by, I forgot the name of the person. But I didn't want to pay that much money for it. Period. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So that was my stash enhancement. So then we came back. We came back on Thursday and we had dinner. I forgot where we ate dinner on Thursday. Either way, we ate, and then Friday.
That was with the spaghetti. That was the Italian.
Thursday was the Italian? No, because I remember what I had on. I had on a cute little top on Wednesday, and that's what we did on Wednesday for the Italian. We had, what do you call that place? Hook and Reel on Monday. Tuesday we ate in South Carolina. Wednesday we had Italian. Thursday, I don't remember. It doesn't matter. And then Friday, we went to a friend of mine. We met her at Mellow Mushroom, which is a pizza restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
And she's a friend of mine, but she actually used to be my patient when her and her husband was stationed here at Fort Hood. And we just became friends because 1, we love Cincy, and 2, we love crime podcasts. We're true crime junkies. That's just what we do. So we bonded over that and, women's rights and all that great stuff. So when she got transferred to Fayetteville, I was like, girl, I need to meet up because we in Fayetteville for a week. And I wanted to see her 2 little girls that I haven't seen since they were here. So we did that. And then she took me to the rental company so I can drop the car off. And then we left and went to Greenville, North Carolina, to visit my husband's brother, and we ate there Friday night. And then Saturday we had to leave, but we didn't leave until 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon. So we had all morning to like roll around Greenville, which we did. We went and saw the local college, Eastern Carolina University. And then we ate at this place called the Yard House in Raleigh, which is like an hour and some minutes from Greenville. So we went back to Raleigh and we ate at the Yard House. If y'all saw my burgers was amazing. I had a pork burger. Harvest had a regular beef burger, but it was like barbecue and it had amazing stuff on it. And her burger was cooked medium. I had a pork burger, so my burger had to get cooked complete. But it was well done, right? Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah, it was well done because you have to cook pork all the way through. But it was still nice and juicy. I had a blueberry ketchup on mine with 3 thick cuts of bacon. It was so good. And then Cake had a truffle cheeseburger. So
she also got a drink, which she didn't know.
Oh, yeah. I did get a drink. And I got this honey blonde beer in this 32-ounce cup. Go ahead. This 32-ounce cup was what I drank my beer out of, and I drank every single bit of it.
When she saw it, she didn't know that it was gonna come in that glass. She thought it was gonna like regular cups.
Yeah, like a regular 32-ounce mug, but it came in. This is called the half a yard, and the 64-ounce is called the yard. And according to the general manager, the people who used to... Sorry, because...
Was that always there?
I don't know. The people who used to... Well, it's not broken. It's indented. So it probably was. I just didn't pay attention. The people who used to drink the 64-ounce would have to have a holder, and they would have to stand to drink whatever they were drinking out of it. So... This is the half a yard, and he graciously gave me a glass as a souvenir since we were visiting. So I drank my beer, and then I took a glass home, and it was great. I took a picture with him. If you didn't see it on Instagram, I'll pop it in here so you can see it. So that's about it. We got on the flight and came home. So in between that, I listened to a bunch of stuff. So I have 4 books. 3 books and 4 I'm currently listening to. So before we left, I was listening to The Dutch Wife by Ellen Keith.
Vampire knitting.
Yeah. I have this infatuation with the Holocaust and the tyrant that thought it was okay to do this to people. And so this book took place in that time frame. Where the Dutch wife, her and her husband were political fighters. So they were Dutch. They didn't believe in what was going on. They were helping Jewish children get rehoused. And when they were listening to a band radio on a band station, because it wasn't a German radio on a German station, they got arrested and sent to a camp, and I can't remember what camp they got sent to. Her husband got sent to a different camp. I think she got sent to Bergen-Belsen. I don't remember.
Torture camp kind of thing?
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. So because Anne, here's the thing. So she's Dutch. She speaks Dutch. She's not Jewish, but she's a political activist. So she got arrested, like I just said. But she was still pretty and had a nice figure. And so the commandant on that camp, was trying to set up a whorehouse so that the camps and the officers running the camp could have some pleasure. So she did it because she thought that maybe she'll be able to see her husband and they would both live to see the end of this horrible thing. Now, this took place, I think, in like 1942-ish, almost 43, and I believe the camp got liberated in 45. So she didn't stay in the camp long, but one of the officers fell in love with her, and he only came and saw her, and he told everybody else not to come see her. And then, you know, toward the end, they came and liberated the camp. The Americans and the British and I forgot who else came and liberated the camp. And she found out that her husband was dead, so she thought. But there was 2 people with their last names in the camp, and come to find out her husband was not dead. So she got to go back to her country, Poland, and her and her husband both got to go back to their home because it was kept by a friend, and they got to live out the rest of their days. Now, the officer, because apparently, which actually happened but I didn't know happened, officers fled Germany when either before the Americans were coming or while the Americans were coming to liberate all of the camps and to hold all of the German officers accountable for the stuff that they did. Some of them fled to like South America, Central America, and someplace else. And so this officer in particular got a passport. He changed his name and he went to Argentina. Now his name, when it's changed, was, I forgot. God. Maybe I'll put it up here if I. And so the author intertwined another person, another political uprising in Argentina in the 70s. And I couldn't figure out why they put these 2 stories together. So it was throwing me off. So I was just like, oh my God, I don't want to listen to this book. But it made sense because the Argentine boy who was being tortured because he associated himself with political activists, last name was the same last name as the German officer who came from Germany to Argentina. And it was like toward the end of the book where I heard the names and I was like, WTF. So in the 1970s, Argentina was having some political issues, and so they told that story. And the guy who was involved, the son, last name was the same last name as the commandant. And then I think what happened was he may have married Argentine woman, or he had a kid and the little boy that was in trouble now because he was in his like 17, 18, 19 was the grandfather. He's the grandchild. So I'm not sure because at the end, the commandant got killed. So anyway. So she has another book called The Dutch Orphan, and I'm going to try to read that one. I do have it sitting in my Libby app. I just need to hit play. So I finished that. I started The Nigerwife, which is really good. That's by Vanessa Walters. I'm in this melanated book group on Facebook, and we're actually going to be speaking with the author at the end of the month. I think it's like the 31st or something like that. So I had to hurry up and get the book, and it was like, oh, it's a 22-day wait. And I was just like, I'm not waiting 22 days, but I got it like in 3 days. So I don't know. So the book is interesting. It talks about the death of a wife who is married to a Nigerian. They call them Nigerwives. And they have a group in Nigeria of wives who married Nigerian men. And they move back to Nigeria and they just need comfort, support, you know, all that stuff. Because apparently in the city of Lagos, if you have no money, you are nobody. If you have money and you can flex that money, you somebody. And so, yeah, it's misogynistic. It's very misogynistic. And the females in the Nigerian culture, according to this book, their only purpose is to serve their husband, serve their family, and have kids. That's it. They have no personality. If you want to get a job, you get a job, but you get a job because your husband allows you to get a job, not because you need the job, because your husband is taking care of you financially and you need to take care of everything else.
Was this before the women got their rights?
No, this is right now. This is happening right now.
Oh.
Yeah. So basically what happened is this particular Nigerwife is British Jamaican. So she, her family is Jamaican. She was born in Britain. Her mom had died or gave her up or something no, her mom had died. The dad had died. She's fair skinned. So she's easier on the eyes than say I would be because I'm darker. But I love myself. And so she marries a Nigerian who came to England to get educated. That's what they normally do in Africa. Like some of them will stay in Africa and get an education in Africa, but some of them will go to like Britain or come to America and get educated and then go back to Nigeria and take all that stuff back home. So that's what he did. They fell in love. 2 years after being married, they moved to Nigeria. The girl, apparently, her name is Nicole. I think that's right. She didn't come from a very good background upraising. Her aunt raised her. Her name is Claudine. And so the husband, whose name is, I don't remember, starts with a T, calls her because Nicole goes missing. And so it goes through the story of Nicole's life leading up to her being missing. And then the story tells how Claudine is handling the situation. So Claudine leaves Britain, comes to Nigeria, sees how Nicole is living. Even though she's living in this amazing house on this huge compound, she's sad and lonely because her husband is cheating on her, and that's okay. But she can't cheat on her husband because that's a problem.
What?
Again, women don't have any sense of self when it comes to marrying a Nigerian man and living in Lagos. And so she somehow goes missing after being on a boat with another man. The man who boat she was on is good friends with the man that she was cheating with. You just have to read the story. It's a little, for some people, it was kind of hard to get through. I actually enjoyed the book. Some people said the auntie was annoying. I didn't find her annoying. I find her tenacious because she's trying to figure out who killed her niece and why they killed her and why all these people around don't seem to be concerned that the mother of his sons are missing. Like they don't care. They don't seem to want to find her. So that was actually a pretty good book. And at the end, she, just FYI, she didn't die. She fell into a river or something. And then I'm going to let you read it. And then the last book I read is called The Knitting Circle. And I wanted to read this because, of course, it had knitting in it, but I wanted to see why it was called The Knitting Circle. So basically, there's a female who had a child. Her child died from bacterial meningitis, and she didn't know how to cope. And so her mom told her to go knitting. And so she didn't want to do it. So the mom called the owner of the knit store that she lived in the town. And the lady called her and was like, okay, meet here at this time and we'll get you started. So she starts knitting and she started to build friendships within the knitting circle. She got invited to the knitting circle that met on Wednesdays at 6:00. And why do I know that? Anyways, met on Wednesday at 6:00, and she started to see other women that was there. And then she started to separately build friendships with the women. So one of the women started knitting because she was dating, she went to Paris to be an au pair. She started dating, she started dating the husband, and the husband eventually left the wife. They had 2 kids. The husband and the wife had 2 kids. And so now she is going to become the stepmother to the 2 kids. One kid was actually okay with that. The other kid was not. And she actually got pregnant and she had an abortion. And when the husband had left, they went to a vacation and she fell asleep on some rocks because the weather was nice. One of the daughters was at the shore. The other one drowned. And to deal with the anxiety of causing her to drown because she fell asleep, she started knitting. So that was her knitting story. The other lady's knitting story was she lived in New York. She met this really fun guy. She moved to Venice to study arts and came back. They ended up getting married. She had this daily routine where she walked her dogs, and instead of taking a left like she normally do, she took a right, went into a park, and she got beaten and raped by a bunch of boys, and to the point where she didn't remember what happened. And so she has PTSD from that event. And so, like, in her house, she lives above the other lady who inadvertently caused her stepdaughter to drown. But before she walks into her space, that lady, her name is Scarlett, walks into her house, Lulu, and makes sure all the lights are on, make sure nobody's in the house. She does like a little recon check before this lady can actually walk into her house. So she deals with that PTSD by knitting. There's another lady who was from the Appalachian Mountains in North Carolina, and she met this Irish guy, and she ended up moving up to Rhode Island because she had got pregnant and the baby had heart issues and they couldn't take care of the baby I think she ended up moving to the coast of North Carolina at that point. And so they was like, you'd have to move to Boston. So she was like, I'm moving to Boston because I'm going to take care of my kid. And she knit to deal with the anxiety of her kid having heart issues and not knowing if she was going to live or not. So her deal was she knit socks because socks are quick, and she didn't want to knit a long-term type project like a blanket or a sweater because she didn't know if her daughter was going to live to see tomorrow or not. So all of these people dealt with grief and anxiety and depression and something by knitting and joining the knitting circle. And so eventually, Mary, that's the main character's name, her daughter had died at 5. She ended up separating herself from her husband separated because he couldn't deal with the fact that he didn't know how to help her during her depression, and she wasn't allowing him to help her during her depression. And once she finally got through it, they ended up getting back together, and she ended up telling her story toward the end of the book. So it's a good read. You should read it. And so now I'm finally reading Vampire Knitting Club, which I've been trying to read since Kristen of the We Share Needles. Oh, I couldn't think of that. We Share Needles podcast. She said she read it and she was listening to it on Audible, I think, maybe through her library, but my libraries didn't have it. But now they do, and they come in a like 3 to 4 pack audio download. So I have 3 books in my first download. So I'm reading the first book, which is called The Vampire Knitting Club. And they're all named after something knitting related. So I think the second one is called Stitches and something. One is called... Anyways, either way. So I'm reading that. So basically this female, the grandchild of the owner of a knit store in Oxford, England, died. And she's being told in her will from her grandmother that she needs to have the yarn store, but she needs to keep it the same. She doesn't need to move it, and she has to find out something that's going on. So I just started it yesterday. So far, so good. I'm enjoying it. It is kind of funny. And there is some witchcraftery stuff going on in it. So if you like that kind of stuff, partake it. Download it from your local library and support your library. So I was going to talk about On Another Level. I'll do that real quick because it's really, really simple. I need some needle storage ideas. I bought some binder clips, and a while back I bought these little 5x7 photo storage containers. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do is, What I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to put my cords in here and my interchangeable needles, probably. No, my fixed needles, sorry. I'm going to put my cords in here, my fixed needles in here. I bought a label maker so I can put the size on here, and then I'm going to use the binder to wrap the cords up and the small binders, because I have 80 small binder clips, and I'm going to clip them so I can keep them together with my cord size. If y'all have any needle storage ideas or what y'all do to store your needles, please put it in the comment section below, because I would really like to organize my space. I've started to organize patches for Girl Scouts. I'm organizing the paperwork today for it, and then I wanted to organize my needle storage. So, oh, and I forgot to mention, Harvest she's doing a Patch of the Month program, and she has to, as a senior, she has to choose 3 activities from each category. So you have a Discover category, a Connect category, and a Take Action category. So she's going to be choosing 3 sections, 3 activities, and then one of the Take Action was to teach a troop or group about rockets. So I figured on the next podcast or the podcast after that, because this goes into like the 15th of the next month, she'll teach y'all a little bit about rockets and rocket stars and stuff like that. Aerodynamics, avionics, and physics. Right, Harvest?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we're at 1 minute and 25. We're at an hour and 25 minutes.
Nice to have jokes to say.
I think this is long enough. If you want to do a joke, you better come do it now, because I'm about to cut it off.
Okay.
What's the joke?
Why couldn't the pirates say their ABCs?
Why? Because all they know is R?
No. Messed it up.
Okay.
Huh. Why can't the pirates say their alphabet?
Because all they know is R?
No.
Oh, why?
Because they got lost at sea.
Oh. I thought it had something to do with R, mateys.
I get that.
Yeah. Okay. They got lost at sea. Okay. Well, we're done, because again, we're at 1 hour and 20. I'm so sorry it's long, y'all. I'm sorry. But be great humans. Be that shoulder that you want for somebody else.
And if no one accepts you, then you can just don't mind them.
Come to it again in the camera.
Then if no one accepts you for who you are and how your body looks, then just ignore them.
There you go. You know what I say? Spray a can of epic. Peace out, Girl Scout.